Morning everybody, it's me Shaw360, and what I have here for you is the 2014 press of the Skool Love Affair Special Edition album and the 2020 press of the Skool Love Affair Special Edition album. Now, the 2014 Special Edition was a limited run that Big Hit did, and it sold out fairly quickly and has been off the market for over 5 years. And about, I would say maybe 4 months ago, Big Hit did a poll asking people what item would they most like to see reprinted, and overwhelmingly people said they wanted to see Special Edition. Now, I'm just going to tell you, as a collector who occasionally sells items from their collections, I was a little bit upset because the market for this particular album has always been pretty generous, and with the reprint, I was thinking to myself, you know, probably these older copies are not going to retain their value, but after looking at the new press, I still think that there's a value in having the older edition. So with that in mind, I thought we'd do a little comparison contrast to see what's changed, what's the same. Overwhelmingly, the new edition looks very much like the old press. There's not a lot of differences. In fact, they are minor to say the least, but there are still some differences, so let's pay attention. So first, looking at both of them side by side, you can see they're relatively the same size. Now my copy is a little bit more beat up, but that has to do with construction, but when you put them side by side, pretty much the same. On the old edition here, you can see that all the print around here is also the same as the new edition. They didn't change anything there, so you won't be able to just look at it face on and tell that it's different. Probably the biggest difference you're going to see is when you flip both copies over. Flipping both copies over, the thing that stands out the most is the Kamka sticker. Back when Big Hit was releasing albums in 2014, all of the K-pop albums were required to have the Kamka sticker, and that sticker was to be able to track record purchases, to be able to be on the charts, and also to validate that the item that you have is a legal item. So about a year ago, maybe longer, they quit requiring these Kamka stickers. They still do have Kamka stickers in Korea, but now they're a white sticker, not a holographic sticker. Well, because this press is a US press, that's where I bought it, it doesn't have a Kamka sticker on it, even the Korean kind, so that's a big way to tell the difference between the two, in case you were wondering. Now looking at the album art, again, the album art looks extremely similar. I don't really see any differences looking at it head on. Also, the acknowledgments on the back are very, very similar. So I'm going to go ahead and go close up with each one of them so you can see them for yourself. You may notice some things while you're at home that I'm not noticing right now as I'm looking face forward at them. Here is the track list. Here are the features of the DVD. Here are all of the production credits. Now, let's look at the repress. Already I can see that the barcode number is different. So the barcode for the original press that I have is 8804-775-053979. This barcode is 804-775-137761. Also, I'm noticing that there is no sticker here, so that is a little bit different. But it's got the same copyright dates as the old one, so that's not changed at all. It looks like it's got all the same notification marks on there, so that hasn't changed either. So yeah, pretty much everything else is the same. On the sides, you'll notice there are no printings on the sides for the new press, which is very similar to the old press. So here's the old press. As you can see, my copy is a little bit worn. It was like this when I got it. No prints on the side. Now, one thing that you'll notice about my version, that's the older version, is that it bulges on the side. It bulges significantly, and this is something that I've seen in a lot of people who have the older press. Part of that is because of the double wall construction. So when you open the lid on the old press, you can see it's got a double wall construction for the base, and that causes this upper lid to bulge out. So when you look at it face on, you can kind of see that the edges have bowed out. That's something you want to keep track of whenever you're looking at your copy, because there's a good chance that that will happen with the new version because it has the same double wall construction. Now, on my cover, you'll notice it's printed upside down. I did not notice that in the new press, so let's go take a look and see if it does the same thing. No, it does not. So my pressing, the area where the DVD or CD is at is printed upside down. I don't know if that's everyone's copy, but that's my personal copy. So that's a difference I noticed right away. When you flip it over though, you'll see that the printing inside is exactly the same. There is no difference as far as I can tell. I do not keep my CDs in my packaging, but I can tell you the CDs look identical. There is no difference in the CDs, so you're not missing anything by not seeing my CD in the packaging. Taking that away, here are our two photo books. As you can see from the front covers, they look identical. Now, one thing that I always thought was just a side effect of the fact that my copy was in beat up condition is these little crease lines that you'll see in the booklet. So I don't know if you can see it because the sun is not favoring me, but I've got a crease mark right here. And when I turn this around, you can see a deeper crease mark in the back. But what you may not be able to notice is that that crease mark is in the lamination. So actually, it's not because somebody bent this, it actually printed with these lamination crease marks. Well, in this new version, there are very similar crease marks. I just bought this copy yesterday, and when I bought it, it had all of these lamination crease marks in the front and a ton of these lamination crease marks in the back. So apparently that is a press flaw of this particular album that I'm surprised Big Hit didn't decide to fix before they did the repress. So putting them side by side to the back, you can see the booklets look the same, and you can see that all of the copyright information looks exactly the same for both versions. Now, I'm not going to go page by page in this photo book because we would be here all day, but from what I can tell, the photographs are identical. So let's go ahead and flip to this page and let's see if we can find this exact same page in the other booklet. So we've got V, Suga, and Namjoon, and this is roughly the middle of the photo book. Let's see if we can find it in the new one. And there you go, the exact same photo. So photo wise, I don't believe that there's any difference in the photo books, so that's not something that you can use to tell the difference. What I am noticing just from looking, this blue is a much brighter blue than this blue, so color wise there is a little bit of a difference there, but I mean, you can't get exact color when you're doing pressings that are 6 years apart, so that's not a big factor to me. Now, one thing I want to make sure I show you is the photo card. So the photo card for my new press is inside my booklet. So let me get that out for you. It's such a thin photo card, it's hard to find. So this is the photo card that came with my new press of this album. I have the group card here. The back, this is what the back looks like. And I usually keep my copy from my older press in my photo card binder, but this is my old copy, and then this is the back. So as you can see, the back looks the same, very similar coloring. The front has the same white borders, rounded corners, so that's not much difference, even though I do feel like the border on this one might be a little bit thicker, but that could also be due to the photograph itself. Another feature that you'll notice, both of these cards are extremely thin. They're very, very flexible, as you can see, very flexible, because they're just made very thin, and this card is not any different. It is also very, very thin. All right, now going into your DVDs, as you can see, we've got the same double wall construction for both albums. The color is a little bit different, but not that much different. Because of the double wall construction, again, I caution you about the bowing. It could be something that you have a problem with. And looking at the album art, it doesn't look much different, guys. It looks exactly the same. They both have these bookmark strings. They have the same writings in the corner. And then you've got the same DVDs here. So as far as I can tell, it is pretty much the same, but just to be sure, I will take out one disc and compare the copyright information on that disc to the other. Here's the copyright information for one disc. Here's the copyright information for the other disc. The print looks maybe slightly smaller, but not really. I don't notice much difference there. Underneath both of the discs, you can see the print looks the same. They both have the word School Love Affair printed, but kind of obscured, so that's no difference either. We're just going to go ahead and put all of our packaging back together. I did not check to see if there was any pressing underneath the CD for the new version, so let me take the CD out to see if there's any pressings underneath there. As you can see, there's no print underneath the CD. This does have the same lamination issues as you can see, so they must have followed the die cut to the T when they were making this, because it has a lot of the same problems that the original had as well. So I'm going to close this back up. And I'm going to close this back up. So my final thoughts, I'm actually really grateful that BTS and Big Hit made the decision to reprint this album, because this album actually has extra songs that the original School Love Affair doesn't have. So it was important to make sure the fans had access to those in hard copy. I'm also glad that they kept a lot of the similar packaging, because even though the bowing on the original is a problem, it's still really beautiful packaging. It still has really great pictures in it. It's really pretty. It fits on your shelf really nicely. It's a lovely item to have in your collection. But I'm also grateful that there are small differences between the two, most notably in the Kamka sticker, and that makes me feel confident that the market hasn't quite fallen out for the first press just yet. I have yet to see the Korean version. I have one coming soon that will have the Korean Kamka sticker on it, so that will be 3 versions of School Love Affair, but I'm grateful to have them all because this is a very special album to me. It has probably my favorite BTS song of all time. So if you haven't looked at the track list of this album recently, here you go. My favorite BTS song ever is Tomorrow, and that's on this album. So this album means a lot to me as a fan, and I'm really grateful to have it in all of its forms, and I hope that those of you who are planning on purchasing it have the exact same loving reaction that I have. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye!